Life goes on, but we often take the most important thing in our lives for granted, our significant other. We forget to create special moments and don't feel butterflies in our stomachs anymore. Therefore, our relationships start to become boring and stagnant, going from a passionate to a compassionate relationship. Sometimes it allows resentment to creep in, whether you are in a long-term relationship or a long-distance one. It's important to keep the attraction alive for years and make your love last. It means that if you started with a spark, it must be sustained with extra sparks. The flames of love keep burning when sparks keep recurring. Welcome back to SMOPPY'S World. This is your beautiful, ever-smiling host, Lady Ola. SMOPPY'S World is where we learn, we grow, and support each other. We talk about life issues, from faith to family to health, relationships, and much more. I share priceless lessons from my own world of experiences, and I can confidently say that you will have one or two to take home and put to use. I want to quickly celebrate those who have been following me this far. I want to say thank you so much for sticking around. You mean the world to me. And if you are new here, I want to celebrate you and I want to welcome you to my world. Don't forget to follow me on all my social media platforms, which will be coming on your screen after this episode. Please share this episode with as many people as you can. Today's episode is all about keeping the sparks alive. I am so excited with this topic, keeping the spark alive in a relationship. Anyone who is in a relationship wants to know the secret recipe to making their love last. And while everyone in relationship is different, there's something to be learned from those who have managed to keep the spark alive for years, for even decades. So today, I have a couple here with me on the show who are going to tell us their stories and what they have done to keep the sparks alive in their marriage. They've been married for many years. So please join me this morning, this afternoon, whenever you're watching to welcome Mr. and Mrs. Bright. Mr. and Mrs. Bright, welcome to SMOPPY'S World.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. We're happy to be here today.
Thank you so much.
It's such an honor to have you guys on this show, and I'm so blessed to have you. And I want to say thank you for honoring this invitation.
Wow.
Thank you
It's
so
our
much,
pleasure
ma. It's our
always.
pleasure.
I want us to start because what is on the table today is how to keep the spark in our relationship alive. Meaning the relationship is not supposed to be dying. It's supposed to be, whatever you guys did when you started, it's supposed to continue. And I've seen so many things. I've seen relationships, I've seen marriages, I've seen people, after they've gotten married, they just thought, okay, now let me relax. Let me just dress the way I want. Let me just talk the way I want. Let me just, the friends I used to keep, I want, they just feel that now I got you. It's all right for me to just chill and don't make any effort anymore. So I want to start with you. Tell us a little bit about yourself, your profession, and what do you do?
Oh, thank you so much. And I'm really happy to be on this program today. My name is Bright Ofomola.
Okay.
And a little about my educational background. I studied accounting as my first course of study. And then also I delved into education, where I also obtained a postgraduate diploma.
Okay.
And I've been working as a travel consultant.
Okay.
And by the grace of God, we have our own company.
Wow.
Best Ways Tourism Dubai.
Dubai.
And at least that's what I've been doing
Great.
for the past 5 years now.
Wow. Excellent. What about you?
Thank you so much, ma, for having us. Okay, my name is Successful Bright. I'm a visa consultant, like you said. We own our own company.
Okay.
And also I'm a caterer.
Okay.
And also I create content.
Wow.
As an influencer, yes.
Oh my goodness, I should be talking to you soon.
Yes.
So guys, you guys have been married for how many years?
9 years.
9
years
years.
now.
Wow. 9 years.
Yeah, time flies.
Time flies. Keeping the spark alive in a relationship is what we need to be really talking about today and going in and out for people to know that we really mean this business. From your experience and how you guys have been married for 9 years, how has that been going?
Wow. Honestly, I would say that, although there is no know-it-all recipe.
Oh, yes.
For when it comes to relationship.
That's right.
Because sometimes, what works for one may not work for another.
Yes, sir.
But then one thing that I personally have seen that could, really keep the spark in a relationship is like in our own case. Like when we met, it was real, it was genuine. We started as friends.
Okay.
Even I could remember.
Come on, tell your story. Let's hear it. I love stories.
So I could remember sometime years back,
Yes.
I was just scrolling through Facebook. Actually, I met my wife on social media. We met on social media.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
So then I was in a relationship and I was just scrolling through Facebook. Then I just saw this person. I just said, let me say hello. So I said, hello, how are you? But she didn't respond. And until after a year, my previous relationship then broke up. And I was like, okay, where do I start from now? Having come this far, then I was just done with my youth service, preparing to settle down. Then I was thinking within myself, if I said, let me go into a new relationship now, how will I be able to really find a lady that would truly just, love me for
who you are?
Yeah. And then I just heard the voice in my head.
That voice.
Yeah, I heard the voice in my head. Go to Facebook, scroll through your friends list on Facebook. I will show you the person you should.
For real.
Yeah. So I just went to Facebook. I was just scrolling through my friends, list on Facebook like that. And I got attracted to her again. Then I said, okay, let me just check this person out.
After 1 year.
Yeah. So I said, let me check this person out. As soon as I went to her profile, I saw a message that I dropped on her inbox like a year ago. And I was like, so I've even chatted this person before. Okay, let me just say hello again. So that was how I said hello and she responded. And that was how we became friends. We actually started, she was really, really a companion. Even then, as at that time, I was really down in terms of, emotionally, even spiritually too. So she was like my prayer partner. Then she was in Benin. Right. I was in Lagos.
Right.
So it was actually a distant relationship for some time before eventually, we had to bring it close and we settled down. So all along, I could say that every day is new. There's never been a day that I saw her and she looked like somebody that has, overdue in my eyes.
Love, see me.
Yeah, the same, that same vibe, that same person. Because even she herself, she has not really changed. I've seen situations where some persons complain that after getting married their wife changed, but I think in our own case it hasn't really been like that. Maybe possibly because we were really we're good friends, and even before we went into a relationship, you see. So we have a lot in common, and we share a lot of things. Like my friends, they are the same as my wife's friends,
Right.
Yeah, our friends, anybody that knows my wife will know me.
You.
Anybody that knows me will know my wife.
Wow.
You see, and if I don't have anywhere to go, for instance, if I don't have any busy schedule outside, we spend a lot of time together. There's sometimes my wife and I, we can be at home, even if you leave us, we can be at home for a straight week. People will not even know that we shut the world outside. And we stick together every day. We'll say, this communication where the only person you're seeing on a daily basis, is this person. And if you spend like a second out of this person's sight, you're thinking, oh, it's like a second part of you, is not with you. So I think the bond that we shared, is really, really one of the things that has kept us.
Okay.
And coupled with the fact that my wife, she happened to be someone that when I saw her and I had to take my time to study her. And for me as a person, one thing I look out for in people is their willingness, to sacrifice. Before I met my wife, there were other ladies I met. They were even, working class lady. They had all of it. But there was something that I couldn't find in them, which was, this submissiveness, this submission, this willingness to be able to build together, to contribute. You see, like my wife and my wife knows everything about my finance. I can take my wife's phone, and if I have any transaction that I want to do, I could do it. Same with mine. You know, we don't have password. Maybe, oh, you have your password and your wife will call you, come and give me your password, please. You know, so everything is just same. We share all of this in common, a lot in common.
Wow, so successful. Mrs. Bride, oh yeah,
Oh my God, thank you so much, Ma. He has really said a lot. But I would say one thing that really be keeping us going is one, I would say understanding.
Right.
We understand each other. Apart from having unreserved love for each other, putting each other first in anything we want to do, we understand each other very well. And we decided to make our marriage work. Yeah, it's a decision. We took it a very long time. You know, when we started, even when we started dating, before saying, yes, I do. So we want to make it work. There are some situations where you find some couples, maybe after getting married, a lot of things will be happening. Of course, a lot of things will happen. But once you have that decision that you want to make your marriage work or your relationship work, of course, it's going to work. I'm the kind of person that I don't start what I cannot finish. Yeah. So if I want to go into something, I go with everything in me. Like he said, you know, I wasn't hiding anything from him. I was just myself. I was real, being plain, being open right from day one. That's why I said maybe up till now I've not changed. That's just me. So if you actually want to keep your relationship alive, you know, understand each other. Let that understanding be there. Have a good communication with your spouse. You know, be open to your spouse. Have this unreserved love, putting him or her first in anything you are doing. Like my husband, he's my best friend. I discuss everything with him. We are fond of each other. We do almost everything together because we understand each other and because we want to make our marriage work. So if you want to keep your relationship alive, our advice, have understanding, have a good communication with each other, and have unreserved love. Wanting to okay, who is going to love each other the most? You know, as if okay, I want to be the one to love him the most, or he wants to be the one to love me the most. I think it's going to help.
Wow, that's an awesome story. Your love story is amazing.
Thank you, ma'am.
If you're watching us, we want to hear your success story. Share your success story with us in the comment section. My husband and I, we've been married for 24 years. And we had 6 children in between us. We were once married to different people. But one of the reasons why I always like to share my story is because I don't know who is out there that needs it. I like to be straight, and I want people to know what life is about. For the 24 years, if I sit down here and tell you that to keep the spark alive in that 24 years, said that it was easy, I'll be lying to you. It wasn't easy, especially when you have kids to raise, when you have children, because if you're not careful, once couple comes together, at the beginning they are friends and they are doing that. Once the children start to come, they start to go this way. And then that and keeping the spark alive start to become issue for them. And in my 24 years of being married to my husband, one of the things that helped me as a person, because my husband is not here, he's on business, he would have been here, would have been 4 of us. One of the things that helped me to keep the spark alive is knowing every time, or saying to myself every time, that I'm in here to make this work.
Yeah.
And I'm going to give you whatever it takes. Even when the children were babies, that I had to be the one taking care of them, do this and this at work, and I'm doing this. Even at my busy time, I will pick up my phone and I'll send him a message. Honey, I'm just thinking about you. I just want you to know that I cannot even imagine how to live life without you. I so much appreciate what you're doing. I so much love you. I do this, I do that, and I pray for you every day. Those little things, just for him to know that even though I'm busy with children, but you're still important. Sometimes we don't have anybody to babysit the children. We will create our own movie house. When the children are gone to bed, we will sit by the TV, we'll watch movies. Sometimes when we have time, we'll go for dinner, take each other out. Sometimes we just go for a walk. Because one of the things that I've discovered, especially in African settings, marriages, is we just believe that once we are married, there's no need for us to put extra work into it. Now I'm Mrs. So I have ring on my finger. So I can now walk around the house nonchalantly, because when my husband found me, I was always on point. You will never see me having a dull moment. I'm always making sure that I look good. I love to fix my hair. I love to dress up. And I know that he saw that in me. So when he came on board, this guy will go to the store and buy me clothes. 90% of clothes that I wear, he buys them. And when I saw that, my own thing to do is to make sure that I'm looking my point for him. And sometimes when you go to the store, when he travels, there's no time he comes home on the business trip that will not bring me something. appreciating me. And when I go and I see something that I like, I'll bring out, oh, this will look good on my husband, and I will buy it. Those little things that people neglect. You guys, your story is so amazing that like I don't even know where to start, because you're always together. Yes. But has there been any time that you've actually stepped out of each other? Like, I do my own thing, you go do your own thing.
There really hasn't.
Okay.
Because one thing that really also, sparks love is, what people have also been through together. Like most times, just like when you have two soldiers on the war front, the person that is standing next to you is the person that is, like that's your family. That's your everything. Because that's the person that is standing on the battleground with you, So, like, sometimes, when I look back, I can't really just help but to just appreciate her. Like, because
that's it.
There was a particular time when I was out of job, not just even once, it has happened a couple of times. Like when we were in Nigeria, there was a time I was out of job, and wow. Then it was my wife that she was the one sustaining us. But nobody knew that that the husband was actually jobless. You see, so I think all along it has really been like, okay, we've really been there. Like my wife, she wants to do anything, she'll be like, okay, see this thing, this one, let's do this one. What do you think? I want to do this one. What do you think? Because I'm also a personal advisor.
In Christendom, they call it covering.
So, so we've not really had that kind of situation where, okay, you just be on your own, do your thing, I do my thing. We've not really had such.
Wow.
We've been there together through thick and thin. So even when we had a trying moment, we were just there, and that's the reason why for me I would even advise intending people going into a relationship, and even those in relationship, if you truly want your relationship to work, you should understand that it's just the both of you. It is just the both of you. You don't need to see any mother. You don't need to see any father. You don't need to see the face of anybody. It is just the both of you. Ever since my wife and I we got married and we've been together, sometimes we do have our issues.
Every marriage is.
Yeah, we do have our issues, because sometimes my wife can be stubborn. My wife is the kind of person that if she's not okay with this thing, she'll tell you, I'm not okay with this thing. But then you can't think that, you have somewhere else, or you have somebody else that you want to talk to. You can't, we've never taken our issues anywhere.
Yes.
For these 9 years, we have never gone to anybody to say, please come, we have problem, come and settle us. No, we haven't. You see, so because it's a mindset, this is something that this person, if you want to truly love this person, then you have to sort it out with this person. Except if you have another alternative, you have option, maybe you've made up your mind that, this is not working, I need to quit. But if you're not going to quit, then you need to, make it work. You have to make it work. Like love on its own, love is an action word, you know, but then love on its own in itself doesn't have any meaning until you put meaning inside of it.
Yes.
So it is the meaning, it is what you give to it, that is what it becomes. So sometimes too, when people see, like, when people see my wife and I, they'll be like, sometimes they don't really know how far we have come. They don't know the challenges we've been through. Some persons actually thought maybe me and my wife, we actually met in Dubai, in UAE here, maybe because we're also looking young, but when we tell them how far we've come, they'll be like, are you serious?
Wow.
You see, so that togetherness, knowing that this is me, this person is me. And you just made mention of something about your husband getting you, things like that. Do you know that I can't even remember the last time personally I bought a dress for myself. You see, my wife has been the one, she has been the one buying clothes for me, And sometimes I will just also tease her that, you are buying things for me like the way my mom used to buy for me. When she'll buy, she'll buy those big dress and expecting me to grow.
To grow into it. Oh, Pammy.
But that's
what they do.
That my wife actually taught me, how to truly care for someone. Because she actually started it. And I had to learn that also from her, how to care for someone. I go out also. Sometimes I see some things, man, this will be good for my wife. So if I'm checking out something for myself, I'm also checking for my wife.
That's right.
Sometimes I see things, I'll be like, oh, this will be good on my wife. Oh, my wife would like this one. And I have to get it.
Wow.
You see.
Mrs. Bright,
Yes, ma'am.
what do you have to say to us?
Actually, he said a lot already. You know, being together for 9 years, we have never involved a third partner in our marriage. I've never even spoken to my mom like, oh, this is what is happening to me, or this is what this man is doing to me. You know, when we have our issue, when we are tired, we go to bed, we wake up, we kick up again, and at the end of the day, we have to settle it among ourselves because it's a journey of no return.
Yeah.
So we have already taken the certificate even before graduating. So we have signed it that we're going to make it work. So I would advise people, don't involve any third party in your relationship if actually you want to make it work. Because even if you're having issue with your partner or your spouse, and you put a phone call to maybe to your mother, to your pastor, or to your friend, your bestie and all that, reporting your spouse or the person and all that. Then after everything, maybe within one day, 2 days, 3 days, and you get to settle your issue with your spouse. So what happened to the people you have already, let's say, sold your marriage out to?
Yeah.
So what happened to them? How will you fix them tomorrow?
And that kind of a thing, it keeps the sparks out of your marriage.
Of course, because keep discussing your spouse with people or with your family, I don't think it's not going to help your relationship because it's going to kill the relationship, and it's going to make them to look down on your partner or your spouse. You know, like seeing their flaws, saying their weak points and all that, and tomorrow they're not going to regard them. They're not going to respect them.
Yeah.
And it's going to bounce back to your relationship in a terrible manner. So that is my advice for now.
Thank you so much for sharing your story.
Thank you, ma'am.
I stumbled to a website called Business Insider, where 21 real couples were asked how have they been keeping the spark alive in their relationship. I'm not going to read all the 21, but I picked some of them that I can really resonate with. Now, one of them says spending time alone, which you guys do every time.
Yes.
When I say you guys do this all the time, you do it without you knowing that you do it.
Yes.
And I'm not talking about spending time alone as husband and wife. This kind of, it may sound counterintuitive, what I'm about to say, that spending time without each other alone keeps the spark alive. That's why I said sometimes it may sound like, oh, how does that keep spark alive? Let me tell you guys. I can tell you that the best years in my marriage, the thing that increased the spark in my marriage, that really increased it like doubly, was when I went to Nigeria to pastor the church in Nigeria. 6 years. I was in and out. We were going back and forth. I would go to Nigeria. He would stay here. I would come to Dubai. He would go to Nigeria. So I was pastoring that church for 6 years. But because we were away from each other, we were on the phone every day. We can talk like a day or 4 times a day. But the fact that we were not under the same roof, for some reason, it was like a magic. Like we cannot wait to be in the room with each other.
I agree with you. It has happened to us. It happened to us.
So it kind of like gave it real speed. Where we used to be and where we are. So when I saw that in one of the things that those 21 couples listed, like spending time alone, not being together 24 hours, but if he goes on business trip, 2 days, 3 days, you know you're alone and he's wherever he is. But at the end of the 3rd day, you're like, I cannot wait for him to come back. Oh, I cannot wait for her to come back. You always add spice to the relationship. So it's good to live together. It's good to be around each other. But once in a while, when one of us step out, that's where you know, that's where you value that person that's always beside you more. Like when we're together, we normally take each other for granted. But when we step out, it happens. So the second thing was communicate emotions beyond simply, I love you. I love you is good, but sometimes I love you is the phrase that we are accustomed to that doesn't really have any weight anymore. But little things like, honey, I really appreciate who you are. Like I said before, I can just pick up my phone and just send my husband a message right in the middle of the meeting that he is at work. Some things like, you are so special. When I just see you, I just see God in you. I'm just so blessed. You know, little things that doesn't matter to people that they think I need to put it all together. Everything has to be together. Things like that matters. Letting your spouse spouse know that you are there. You may be absent right where he is, but you are there. It's important. The third thing that I picked was make date night a thing. It doesn't have to be about food. You can take each other to a movie house. It can be walking, at night. It can be going to gym together. It can be just sitting down at the comfort of your home. Because sometimes people think date night, it has to be, we have to go to restaurant and we can't afford it. So I've spoken to a lot of couples that say, we can't afford it, we're on budget. It's not about money. It's just about the two of you being together in a place. Not having your phone, not having your iPad, not having social media, but concentrating on each other is so important. That can be your date night. And if we continue to do it, if you don't miss it, like you look forward to like my date night with my husband, this is what we're going to do. It's exciting. It keeps you the spark in your relationship going. And another thing I pick out of this is somebody said, make small things mean the most. Make small things means the most. Big gesture is good, but sometimes it's not about the big gesture. Sometimes something like we're working together in the kitchen. You don't know how to cook, but you know how to wash plates. Listen, my African people, like before you even start to firing shots at me, this is Western thing. No, it's not Western thing, but this is what we have failed to understand, that the bond, it doesn't matter where. We need to keep that bond going, because if that bond breaks, then you start to see us, we start to go on our separate ways. I've seen my uncle, my aunties in their marriages that, sometimes I ask question, is this marriage or their neighbors? Because it was that dry. Like they were on routine. They wake up in the morning, shower, the wife goes to the kitchen, cook the food, takes his bag, he goes to work. They are so structured, like nothing can come in, and for them to even say, okay, let me buy you this, let me do that. I'm asking, are they neighbors or their wives? There's no words of, I'm not a fan of, you have to say I love you every time. No, not every time, but let your action shows that this person, this is the person I'm doing life with. You're going to spend the rest of your life with this person. Like you're not going anywhere. He's the one. They are the one. And for you not to be able to put extra effort, and this is one of the things that I feel that is affecting marriages in the world today, especially in African community. I know what is important to my husband about me. He's one of those guys that when his wife shows up, he wants to see that the nails is on point. I am not a nail person. I was biting my nails anyhow. When I saw that, those little things that we take for granted, and I started yielding, I started keeping those nails. Now I cannot leave my hand without doing nails. I may come back from salon doing my hair, may not notice I've done my hair. But when I come back from nail studio, wow, and I say, hi, you're like, oh, you've done your nails. Oh, it's so beautiful. Those things keep sparks going on, because what we like to do is just, I'm married now, so I go around tying wrapper. When I met you, you weren't tying wrapper. When I met you, we're not just sitting down there and your stomach is up here as a man and you just dragging yourself like you just think because now I'm married to you, now I have to take that. No, I mean, you're killing me on the inside. Come on. When I married you, this tall, handsome, like bicep, everything was on point, and now all I'm seeing is love handles. I can't even hold you by the side. That everything is just jelly. Those things that we take for granted. We're wondering why the Western world, not that they're perfect, but there's some things in their culture that allows us to know that marriages work, and we need to work it if we want to see results. And it's important. And lastly, on that list is talking about sex, physical intimacy. Is so important in any relationship, and keeping sex frequent, like not just the sound of it, but talking about it. Sometimes we get too comfortable, like we don't talk about sex until we get into the bedroom. Some of us don't even talk about sex anymore. When you start to talk about sex, do you know that actually you're preparing the way, just like John the Baptist prepared the way for Jesus to come? Because it just sets you in the mood. And I'm being serious. Talk more about sex. It's all right to be flirty with each other once in a while. Like that, this is your guy, this is your woman. I mean, gone are the days that we have to go into the room and turn off the light. We're about to get into show, but no. But these are the things that can keep our relationship alive and spark. Okay, my Mr. and Mrs. Bright, talk to us, because somebody may be watching and your story is so amazing and interesting. But peradventure somebody is watching and like, okay, their marriage looks perfect. They are always together. And what would you say? What advice or what tips can you give to people, like the things that Sister Successful used to normally do that makes you to always want to be around her every time? She must be doing something that makes you to always want to be around her. And what is Mr. Bright doing? My beautiful sister right there. That makes you to always, when you see him, you're always smiling. Can you just share that with our audience, as we round up?
Wow, I'll start with this. Just as I said earlier when we initially started, this woman here, the same way that I felt,
Yes.
from the one is the same way I still feel to date.
Okay, so she has been doing something.
Yeah.
Okay, tell us.
And when I look back, I still say that up to date she does it. My wife was the person that made me to know what they call this pancake.
Okay.
Right. Pancake.
Yes.
Yeah. When she prepared pancake, that was when I also got to know that, wow, so this lady, aside maybe she has a physical beauty, my wife is a very good caterer.
Yes.
The first time I ate pancake was her, and I fell in love with that pancake.
Right.
Sometimes up to this, that pancake, please, can you
keep it coming? Keep that pancake coming.
So, and my wife is not a dull person. When my battery is low, she knows how to charge me.
Yes.
So it's such that she has been there. Sometimes not everything you tell someone that loves you. If somebody loves you, even without you talking, you should be able to, predict this person. You should be able to at least know some things about this person's mood. What could be on this person's mind? Sometimes when I have issues, with clients or maybe with, with business, with transactions, sometimes it bothers my wife even more than me.
Yes, because you're one.
Yeah, it bothers her even more than me. Sometimes, even when that thing is sorted, and sometimes she still ask me, how far with this person, So, that encouragement.
Yeah.
My wife is this person that if she starts something, that thing must work.
Must work.
Even me, sometimes I draw strength from that. I draw strength from that.
That's what's putting smile on your face. Oh, I'm so grateful. Thank you, Lord, for the life of this woman. Sister
Honestly.
Successful.
Yes,
What
ma'am.
about you? What is my brother doing right that's making you say like,
Yes.
guy?
Thank you so much, Ma. Actually, he's really doing a lot. Yeah, and when I met him, this good looking, always smiling, he's always doing it. And apart from that, he respects and honors me a lot.
That's it.
Like, he respects and honors me a lot. Sometimes I'm like, who am I to deserve this kind of, And another thing I would say, when I met him, even when we were friends, we started dating, he always wants to do things with me, like doing things together. My husband cooks too. Sometimes I'll just be on the bed pressing phone. He's in the kitchen cooking different kind of food.
That's it.
Even when I'll be so tired to cook, he will not even mind. Like, okay, my wife come and cook for me. No, he will just go there, sort out himself. He has been doing it and he's still doing it.
Oh God, I pray somebody's listening. Somebody that believes that women's name are written on kitchen.
No, he's not like that. No, my husband is not like that. From day one, like, okay, what are we going to eat today? I think I want to eat this. We just go ahead, go to the kitchen, prepare it, and we are good to go.
Wow.
So it has been like that. Apart from him respecting me, honoring me, wanting to bring out the best in me. Yeah, the first day I spoke with him on phone when we were dating, distant relationship, like always wanting to bring out the best in me. Like, you can do this, develop yourself in this area. You can do this. Sometimes there are some things I don't even believe myself I can do.
Yeah.
But he is always there, like, you can do it. Just do it this way, do it. He has been doing it and he's still doing it. So those are the things that is really me. Whenever I see him, like, this is my Odogu.
Odogu.
Like, blessed to have him. So it has been helping us, honestly.
Thank you so much for sharing your love story with us.
Thank you.
I know that this has really helped or minister to somebody. Some people may be out there and be thinking, are they real? Can they be real? Yeah, they are real. Yeah, it's because you only live in your own small world. When you come to other people's world, that's where you know that there are still some things that happens in other people's world. Thank you so much, Mr. and Mrs. Bright, for sharing your story with us.
You're welcome.
And we are looking forward to having you in future again. Thank you so much.
Honor.
Let me close with this. When you are with someone for many years, your relationship will naturally go through phases. You'll encounter relationship stressors like financial problems and family obligations that will shift your focus elsewhere. But when you're really lost the spark in a relationship, when there's no physical touch, you don't date anymore, and you stop making an effort. Life gets busy for every couple. Yet, making time to go out and have fun together must be a priority. Is it normal to lose the spark in your relationship Absolutely. Yes, it's common for long-term couples to start wondering how to keep a relationship alive. It isn't the loss of the spark in the relationship that is the problem. The problem arises when couples lack the commitment to rekindle their romance. That's it for now. Thank you for tuning in today. And I'm so glad that you did. Thank you so much, Mrs. and Mrs. Bright, for sharing this priceless nugget with us today. It has really, really blessed us. It deeply means a lot to us. And I really look forward to having you here again in future. I hope you have enjoyed this episode as much as I have. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe for more content like this. Let's have a conversation in the comment section. And this is SMOPPY'S was saying, join me next week for another exciting episode. Stay blessed, stay loving. God bless you.